ダイアナさんの話を聞いてから俺もルシアスの謎を追いたくなって。
これって
残る6英雄だ。ラプラス、バサギ、エンテイに黒いレックーザ。
Hey everyone, it's Mark! This is my recap for Pokémon Horizons episode 26, Terapagos' Adventure. This was the 1258th episode of the Pokémon anime and the first episode in the second chapter of Pokémon Horizons, so it was kind of like a season premiere. It feels really weird posting this video. I'm literally recording this on Thursday night for me, less than 12 hours before the next episode actually airs. Chances are you're probably watching this after episode 27 has already gone live. I'm in a really weird spot with episode reviews right now due to a combination of factors, mainly the subs coming out later than they used to, plus me working full time now with unusual hours. It's been really difficult for me to post videos regularly. I appreciate your patience, and it really amazes me that people still have a desire to watch my reviews, but then again, I don't know anyone else who is going as in-depth as I do breaking down each episode. I just want to put it out there that I am trying to post these reviews as soon as possible. It's just been really difficult for me to find the time and energy to get these done when I have so many other things going on in my life. That's enough rambling though, we have a lot to talk about with this episode. So like I said, this is kind of like a season premiere, so it didn't shock me when the episode opened with a full-on recap of the series so far, but then we jump right into the new opening, and oh my goodness, this opening! The song is fine, I like it, but I probably prefer Heart Pounding Diary, the previous opening theme. But forget about the song, it's the visuals for me. The animation in this opening is insane. These screenshots barely even do it justice. The actual video is next level for a Pokemon opening. Even someone like me who largely does not care about the quality of animation, I have to put some respect on this new opening. I'll even go as far to say that it's the best looking Pokemon opening of all time, and I don't even think that's an especially hot take. I cannot wait until we get a creditless version of this. There are so many great shots of so many different characters. Let's get to the actual episode though, and it starts with Diana plowing through one of Murdoch's meals aboard the Bravasagi. It's obvious that Liko's grandmother is fitting right in with the rest of the crew, and Freed is kind of in awe of such an experienced trainer. Panic quickly sets in for Liko once she realizes that Terapagos has gone missing, and now that Terapagos is out of its pendant form, Liko looks kind of weird to me without her pendant anymore. We cut to Terapagos beginning its adventure on the airship. It's pretty much the most innocent creature ever who has a real problem of not being able to flip itself over once it lands on its back. Liko is just relieved to have found it as Terapagos starts eating some berries. Sprigatito isn't a big fan of Terapagos getting all of Liko's attention, but we'll catch up with Sprigatito later. For now, Liko starts observing all of Terapagos' behaviors, and the funniest one was easily the moment when Terapagos stuck its entire head into one of Murdoch's cakes. I guess Terapagos has no sense of table manners. Yo Sue, Pokemon trainers, now we're talking, it's Nidothing time. Oh wait, never mind. Terapagos has wandered into the camera shot, and Liko comes running when she hears all of the commotion, only to practically jump out of her skin when she sees Nidothing standing right in front of her. Yeah, it's pretty clear Liko still has to work through this whole Dot being Nidothing concept. As Terapagos continues to be amazed by all of the technology, Liko sits down to talk with Dot, who makes the very astute point that Terapagos was asleep for decades, so everything on this hyper-futuristic airship is completely foreign to it. Liko lets that sink in, realizing that Terapagos probably doesn't even know something as simple as what Pokemon food is, because it just didn't exist back in the day. They're interrupted by Terapagos vanishing again, and when Liko runs out to look for it, Sprigatito gets all excited because it thinks Liko is running to say hi. Obviously, that's not the case, and Sprigatito walks away even more disappointed than before. Liko's other Pokemon jumps out of her hood, and Hatena runs around in circles before trying to lead Liko to where Terapagos went. Hatena may be the next Go Sobble for me. I love this thing so much. I even tried to buy a plush for the first time in my entire life, only to discover that Hatena plushes were sold out. What an unbelievable tragedy. Anyways, this adorable Hatena leads Liko all the way to the top of the airship, and oh would you look at that, Terapagos is doing something incredibly dangerous, climbing onto the edge of the ship before letting off a ton of loud cries. Terapagos is getting so emotional that Hatena just straight up passes out. That's how strong Terapagos' emotions are. No better time than right now for a huge gust of wind to come blowing in, not that this would wake Diana up from her nap or anything. She is eventually woken up by Sprigatito trying to force its way outside, and Diana approaching the door causes it to open. They make their way outside to see Liko trying to save Terapagos, who has nearly gotten blown off the airship thanks to the wind. Liko stretches up to grab Terapagos, losing her own balance in the process. Diana and Arcanine are there to save the day, and Sprigatito is just relieved that his trainer is safe, even though it's still annoyed at Liko. Liko sits down inside to chat with her grandmother, and Diana comments on how Liko has already achieved way more than she ever did when it comes to investigating Lucius. Liko asks what will happen if she meets the 6 heroes, and Diana is like, alright, let me tell you everything I know. She shows Liko the picture of Terapagos from Lucius's memoirs, and she even has a picture of the ancient adventurer himself. They come up with the hypothesis that meeting the 6 heroes has started to bring back Terapagos' energy and memories, which causes Diana to speculate that meeting all 6 heroes will cause Terapagos to revert to its original form from the memoirs. She also says that doing so will reveal the path to Rakawa, that mysterious paradise that Lucius was after. Liko makes a guess that Terapagos wants to see Lucius again, and that's why it's always crying out for someone. Unfortunately, no one has any idea where Rakawa is, and there's the small issue that Lucius is probably long gone, but that's not going to stop Liko from trying to reunite Terapagos with Lucius. She exclaims that she's going to bring Terapagos to Rakawa, and she even cuts off Diana by saying that with Pokemon by her side, she'll do just fine, stealing her grandmother's line. Diana is fine with this turn of events, and even gives over Lucius's belt. Liko tries it on, and Terapagos is immediately interested in Liko wearing this thing. Clearly, there's a lot of resemblance to the ancient adventurer, adding more smoke to the fire that Liko is almost certainly a descendant of Lucius. That's enough Terapagos for now, though. Liko has to run and apologize to Sprigatito for ignoring it, now that she remembers how important her partner is to her. Sprigatito happily accepts her trainer's offer to stay by her side, although it does so in the most Sprigatito way possible when it sticks its paws in her face just like they did when they first met. Next, Liko has to inform the rest of the Rising Voltaclers about her new goal. They all listen intently as she lays out her plan, although she is incredibly embarrassed to be asking for their help. As you would expect, her friends are like, hey dummy, of course we're gonna help you, that's what being a team is all about, right? Plus, Fried is all in on trying to find the rest of the 6 heroes, so he's already been doing some research. They quickly realize that it's probably gonna be impossible to find Entei, which means that it's probably a roaming Pokemon. They also realize that it's probably going to be impossible to find a Kleavor because, well, what the heck is a Kleavor? Reed is the only one here that has even heard of Hisui before. They also quickly realize that it's probably going to be impossible to find Lapras too, since it could be literally anywhere in the ocean. Roy comes up with the bright idea of continuing their search for Rayquaza, and Dot chimes in to report that there have been multiple Rayquaza sightings all over Galar. With that settled, they put their hands together to do their secret handshake, and their next destination is wherever Rayquaza might be in Galar. Diana was not present for this, and she also wasn't seen to be part of the crew during the opening either, so I think it's safe to say that she's not officially joining the Rising Voltaclers anytime soon. The episode ends over at the Explorer's submarine, where Zerk and Onya are kind of worried about Amethio. They reiterate their loyalty to him, and we see Amethio staring off at the moon, not even sure what to say to his Ceruledge. On that ominous and somber note, this episode comes to an end. Well, hold on for 1 second, because we got a new version of the Rising Voltaclers rap as the ending theme. Now, I still stand by my promise that I will perform the Rising Voltaclers rap when I hit 10,000 subscribers, but if I'm being honest, I prefer the first version, so that's the one I'll do instead. I'm giving this episode a 6.5 out of 10 rating. Yeah, we're getting straight to the point with this one. With this episode essentially serving as a season premiere, it was a little on the slower side as we focused more on exposition and laying the foundation for what's to come in Pokémon Horizons. Liko has finally settled on her goal for this series, even though searching for the 6 heroes is kind of what we've been doing this entire time. In fact, the Rising Voltaclers are just going to continue doing what they were before this, which was following Rayquaza. If I could theorize a little bit here, perhaps Rayquaza is actually leading Liko to the other heroes, and it's actually trying to help them out. It may seem like Rayquaza is just trying to fly away, but it wouldn't exactly shock me if we found out that it was secretly leading Liko around in order to reunite the 6 heroes. I'm looking forward to the search for these heroes, but the one I am most interested in is Entei. In all of its depictions so far, Entei has looked pretty normal, but I've seen that it's kind of a common theory for Lucius's Entei to actually be the Paradox Entei that we will almost certainly get to see when the Indigo Disc comes out for Scarlet and Violet. Speaking of which, since I finally have my very own capture card, I think I'm going to try and stream my first playthrough of this DLC when it comes out on December 14th. Anyways, back to this episode, and the only other thing really of note in my mind is the behavior of each of Liko's Pokemon. Terapagos is like the innocent little child that's always finding itself in trouble, Hatena is the caring friend that always wants to help others, while Sprigatito has that can't-be-bothered attitude and acts like it's above all this nonsense. I really like all 3 of these personalities, and I can't wait to see how they mesh together. I am especially excited to watch the next episode though, good thing I won't have to wait too long since I am posting this review so close to when the episode's actually going to air. It looks like a fairly standard camping episode in the wild area, area, and while I don't particularly care for Curry, I am extremely excited to see Dot make a rare appearance outside of the airship. It looks like we'll also get some more scenes involving the explorers, and it's interesting to see a little bit of a role reversal now that Liko is confidently striving towards her goals, while Amethio is looking extremely unsure of himself. That loss to Freed has no doubt shaken his confidence, and even the new opening puts him in a sympathetic light once again, so I am super curious of what this is all leading to. For now though, that's what I've got for this review. Thank you all so much for watching, be sure to like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll be able to post the next review in a more timely manner. I'll see you guys next time.